Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be going over the CW Arrowverse 2022. Will there be an CW Arrowverse crossover next season? Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you are enjoying the video and be notified every time I make a future video. I am your EDM host Luke, and let's get right into the video. So this video will be broken up into 3 different topic points. Topic point number 1 will be just in general, will there be a CW Arrowverse crossover? Topic point number 2 is my predictions for the crossover. And then topic point number 3 is the schedule/structure of the crossover and my prediction for that. Now let's go over topic point number 1. Will there be a CW Arrowverse crossover for the next season? Now, I do have to say, like last year for Flash Season 8, we did get the 5-part Armageddon crossover that was every single week, and we did get some characters from our favorite CW Arrowverse series. Now, if we do have another crossover, I do not think that it would be I think it would be, larger than Armageddon in terms of kind of the content of it, but I think it would be smaller than Crisis. So kind of right in between. And I will get more into kind of that about how much content will we be getting, and topic point number 3, which is the schedule/structure prediction. But topic point number 1 was really just an easy yes or no question, and to say that, I would say for my answer for will there be a CW Arrowverse crossover, it is yes, but I think it would be larger than Armageddon but smaller than Crisis, so right in between. Now let's go over topic point number 2, which may be a little bit of a more filled of a topic point, which is the predictions for the crossover. Now, I do have to say, to go back to Armageddon, we did get a 5-part Armageddon event that just was on The Flash. It didn't, cross over between actual shows, but people guest starred on The Flash, which is not a structure we usually see for crossovers, but I do think they did it really well, and I did really enjoy it. And now we did actually just get, at the time I'm recording, one comic Arrowverse comic book, which was Batwoman, and then we're going to be getting issue number 2, which is Superman and Lois, then issue number 3, which is, I'm pretty sure, Stargirl or Legends, then issue number 4, which is Stargirl or Legends, I can't remember the order, and then issue number 5 is Flash, and then issue number 6 is the crossover between all those comic books coming together and, having a crossover with all of them. Now, it is really good to know that all of those are canon. So whatever happens in them actually did happen in the live-action television series. So spoiler alert for the Batwoman comic, but for example, in the Batwoman comic, Lena Luthor met Ryan Wilder for the very first time. So if they do have a crossover and Lena Luthor, meets Batwoman for live action, they won't have an introduction like, oh, who are you? They'll say, oh yeah, I remember you from when I helped you with blank, and that would have been in, and because introduction already happened in the comic book, which I do have to say, I do think was very smart, because that's basically already having that connection with the Arrowverse. And for example, at the end of kind of Lena Luthor's kind of introduction there, she kind of explained Crisis to Ryan about how there were paragons, how the world was ending, how this is a new world. And now that was a very smart thing to do in comic book form. So if they do a crossover, they don't have to spend like a whole entire episode just kind of like having Ryan Wilder kind of introduced to the Arrowverse. Instead, they can just go straight to it because she was already introduced in during the comic book, which I think was very, very smart. Now, for the next crossover, though, will it be comic book or will it be live action? Now, I do think that this will be a live action crossover. That's kind of what I'm getting at for this type of video. And for terms of villains, I'm not really sure what the villain could be. I think it would be, it is good to note that this is the 10th anniversary of the Arrowverse. This season would be, so it is definitely something to keep in mind that they might do something big. And just because I said I don't think it's going to be, as big as Crisis, does not mean that the villain has to be, doesn't mean the villain has to be smaller or whatever. I mean, they could go out and say, hey, it's our 10th anniversary. We're going to have Doomsday come in, for our first live action appearance of Doomsday in the Arrowverse. I think that would be amazing. I mean, yes, more people know Doomsday. Like, Marvel has Thanos, DC has Darkseid, but even though a lot of people didn't know who the Anti-Monitor and the Monitor was, that was more of like a comic book. But Doomsday is one where it's like everyone knows. If you're a fan of DC, you know who Doomsday is. So I do feel like that they do if they do decide to do Doomsday, then I think that would be a very good choice. So those are my predictions for the crossover for like the villain, kind of what the crossover will be like. Now let's go over the schedule/structure prediction. So this one is a little bit more of one that is really just kind of like what I think. So let's start with, I guess the whole video is what I'm thinking, but this is more of like really just kind of what I'm hoping for, and it probably won't come true. Hopefully, knock on wood, I really hope it does. But so now let's first talk about what shows do I think would be involved in this crossover. And this was really what this topic point was for, is like what shows will be involved, what time will this crossover be coming out, the kind of maybe the order of episodes, whatever it may be. So I think it's definitely clear to say that Flash, well, we know Flash got renewed, so I do think Flash is definitely going to be, they've been in every crossover. I don't understand why Flash wouldn't be in it for Flash Season 9. Then Superman and Lois also got renewed, so I would say that Superman and Lois would also be getting renewed. So since it is, I do think maybe they would be in it. And I think they might do the same exact thing what they did with Lena Luthor in the comic book for Ryan Wilder, and do the same thing for season 2 of Superman Lois. In the comic book for Superman Lois, which is the next comic book issue. And they might have, kind of that connection with another character, maybe I don't know, Kara comes in that Superman and Lois crossover, and then Kara comes and decides to, I'm not sure, like tell them like, hey, you're on, Earth 2, or hey, you're on another, in the future, just kind of figuring out that final, because we did obviously have John Diggle come in during season 1 of Superman Lois. So it is probably most likely confirmed that it is on Earth 1, Earth Prime, but we still don't understand. We don't really have that big of a realization of like how come in Crisis, Clark and Lois only had one child, but now in this show they have 2 kids. So maybe we'll finally get that confirmation. So far we have Flash and Superman and Lois. Next is Naomi. So we do know that Naomi season 1, they have confirmed that it's going to have nothing with the Arrowverse, and they just decided to do, just Naomi based focus, just to kind of get the series out there. Then season 2, they might try to have, some Arrowverse connections. So I do think it would be smart just to have, it took Black Lightning all, 4 of its seasons to actually be introduced in the Arrowverse. So I do think it would be smart just to have Naomi be like, okay, season 2 starting, let's have this crossover, let's introduce this character in the Arrowverse. So I do definitely think it would be nice, maybe not happen, but I think it would be nice if Naomi was in it. Next are the three, well, I guess Naomi hasn't even been renewed, but next are the two that most people are worried about. Season 3 of Batwoman and Season 7 of Legends of Tomorrow. Will they get renewed for a Season 4 and a Season 8? So, assuming that they do get renewed, I think both of these series would be in the crossover. I do think, just because Legends have not been in a lot of them, I think if they were a limited number of series, only maybe, like, I don't know how it works. I don't know if the CW says, hey, you can only have 5 episodes for a crossover. If they do that, or decide to do that, they probably would, I'm assuming, not have Legends be in the crossover, just because they have done that in the past, and it is one of their shows that, just doesn't really follow that kind of crossover theme of like all the other shows. Even though I love Legends and I wish they could be in it, but I just don't think they will. So next is again, season 3 of Batwoman. If it does get renewed, I do think Batwoman would be in it. It's kind of the same situation as Superman and Lois. And it's the same situation as, like, since it was, Lena Luthor did come in Batwoman and told her everything about Crisis and how there's all these different universes and how they got destroyed and all that stuff. I do think it would be smart to have Batwoman season 4 if it does get renewed for a season 4, just because that kind of already got resolved, so they don't even have to spend a whole episode or two going over that. And then finally, season 3 of Stargirl, if they do get renewed for a season 4. And the question is, if they do get renewed for season 4, which we haven't even seen season 3, but if they do, we are going to be getting a Stargirl comic. So again, just like my prediction for Superman Lois and what they did do in Batwoman, they probably would have that that comic connection, because for those who do not know, Stargirl is on Earth 2, and we know there's still multiple Earths, but the shows and the characters in the shows do not. So if they do that kind of connection, that then I think it would be a smart choice to add Stargirl. So again, if they are limited to only 5 episodes, like what they did in the Armageddon crossover and the Crisis crossover, I would think there would be Flash season 9, Superman Lois season 3, Naomi season 2, Batwoman season 4, and Stargirl season 4. Now, I guess it is kind of I think it is kind of like interchangeable. I think that's the correct word for Legends season 8 and Naomi season 2. If they do get renewed, those are 2 series that haven't even been renewed, and technically Stargirl or Batwoman has not either. But I think they could just say, we're only in season 2 of Naomi, so let's not worry about it. Let's just maybe we can wait till season 3, and then also Legends, because they usually aren't invited to crossovers, so they might not be invited either. And if Stargirl does get renewed for season 4, it's good to keep in mind that, again, it is season 4, and that was the same exact time that Black Lightning was in the Arrowverse, was season 4, so it would be the same kind of storyline. Another thing to mention too is that Supergirl, even though Supergirl's not a show anymore, Supergirl still might be, in the crossover. But I'm actually going to be making another video in the future talking about the Superman Lois mini crossover that's going to be happening in the finale between Superman Lois and the Arrowverse. But I will be talking about more of that in the future. But for right now, that is the end of the video. So I hope all of you guys stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay yourselves. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.